Why am I getting that? Holy smokes. I meant to say hex you up. I think people are doing sex magic. Dark sex magic. Oh, gross. Just kidding. maybe those ways are gross because but sex magic itself is not gross, let me tell you. Anyway, why are we talking about? Okay, angels of light and love, I welcome you into direction to protect these messages. My chakras, my auras, my space. You know, doing your wonderful, wonderful things. I have people trespassing your energies, like, on tap for sure. You know how I know this? Because lights, water, certain elements are doing their funky little thing. And I had, I created a little terrarium thing. A side-off terrarium. And it has, whatchamacallit, specific stones in it. Or, a particular, how do I say this? A particular crystal in it that is, meant to be, protective, like, cleanse items. And so there was just a little bit of, like, stuff on, like, dirt on the top. And I just added some plants that were just, like, kind of, like, weeing around that needed some moisture. But I didn't, like, formalize it into, like, an actual, like, pretty terrarium. It was just to, like, collect the, you know, give it some moisture. It's been sitting around for about a week now, and I took the top off, and there are oodles amounts of mold, like a lot of mold accumulated in it. And this was sitting at my windowsill. And that's a big no-no. That's dark magic. Like, that was, like, basically by intuition. I was guided to do that. Like, I didn't even know what the purpose was. I wasn't gonna be like, oh, you know, it's gonna protect me from this and that. Like, I'm not doing, like, the earth magic, like, come to me, you know. I'm not too, like, I was just like, okay, I just need some moisture, you guys. Like, you're gonna sit pretty here for a little bit, and I'll just go ahead and resituate you. And come to find out, like, about a week later, lots and lots of mold in it. And there are a few plants, there's a couple of plants surviving in it, but I don't know if I should be keeping those or not. Like, it protected me from, like, it absorbed a lot of negative energies, and I just don't understand it. Like, so I have a lot of divine sentience that's helping me out and doing their whole, like, volunteer, you know, for the, what does he call it? You know, in the Hunger Games, the volunteer for the thing. That's what some of my plants do. Anyway, what are we doing a reading on? Oh, dark magic, hexing up their own downfall. I was going to say hexing up their own tower moment, but tower moment is basically a decision that you make, a firm decision, or the universes decide it for you. And there's more of a reckoning if you relinquish that control, because you're just basically free willing it to the universe. Like, okay, you know, surprise me. They fucking surprise you, let me tell you. Yeah, and so on blast for sure. So instead of going that way, like, I know it's a firm downfall. I didn't know what cards I was going to expect to pick, but, like, left hand, the Queen of Wands in reverse, and the Star in reverse, like, on the right side. This is definitely a showdown, let me tell you. But I'm supposed to remain objective. Like, I know my light. I don't always have to share it. It is obvious, even if I don't want to share it, it's still there. Queen of Wands in reverse is a dark practitioner. Definitely, they're doing some sex magic here. And I think that's not, like, that's nothing, like, out of the norm for them. I mean, give me a second. I mean, you could still do sex magic if you're not like seeing someone else, you know, like you can do sex magic solo, you know what I mean? But yeah, I was just shocked. I was pretty disappointed when I saw all of that mold on there. It was insane. Like, I don't even know what to do with it. So anyway, there's that. And let me tell you, I was so happy to garden yesterday and today. Holy smokes. The improvements, like, it's not perfect, I know, but it has improved for sure, and that's a really great thing. I found motivators to keep me going on that. But what was I going to tell you about it? I forgot what I was going to tell you about it. Totally forgot. Shoot, I forgot what I was going to tell you about it. Anyway, I was really happy about doing that. I want to sit here until I remember. What was it? What did I bump into? Oh, yes! Because I just saw this. This girl definitely did sex magic. This was like way back before when I didn't know anything about, like, dude, it was like intro, if anything, even if I was even exposed to that kind of knowledge. Yeah, the air is stagnant here for sure. And one light went out when I just replaced it. So, yeah, it's like an on-off bulb. But, yeah, so she had this reptile, it died. I never met her reptile before, but I think she had a snake, maybe? Or maybe it was I don't know. It was some kind of reptile. And the guy that was with her was only with her just for fucking around. That's it. That, like, I know 100%. He was just intrigued by, like, the whole witchery thing, and, you know, like, so he involved himself in practices that kind of binded him. And even though that they're not together, they're still kind of like talking, even though he's married with some, it's just too much. It's too much. So needless to say, he is still binded to her. And I don't know, like, people just like work in different I don't even know what to say, because like as I'm talking about it, I realize, like, he doesn't mind being binded to her because, like, it pets his ego, and like, he, like, every time he talks to her, it's like, oh, I always, like, there's always like this, like, ego thing where, like, oh yeah, like, I fucked her, that kind of thing. But I don't even think, like, he was mainly fucking her, she was mainly fucking him. Anyway, I just know these things. So, anyway, so when the reptile died, there were a lot of river rocks left. And she casually, like, bestowed them onto us. Like, oh, you guys want them? Like, you could put them in your garden. You could put them anywhere. Da, 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 da. They've been cleaned, etc. It was, like, a lot of rocks. And I thought I got rid of them. I realized she was trying to siphon some of the energies. Like, it just dawned on me in the past 24 to 48 hours that when people, like, give you things, like, so, how do I say it? Because my eyes weren't opened up to, like, this stuff, this whole realm or whatever before. So when people see that you're gifted, they either want to covet that or plant it, like, implant certain things or whatever. So anyway, she she was doing that with the rocks. And I knew that she was, it was kind of like siphoning, like, within my auric home fields, And so I thought I got the last of it out, but I had to do Dude, I had to do an audit on my soil. Like I was digging, 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 digging. Holy smokes, these are just potted plants, but thank God they're potted plants, so I don't have to like go insane with the other things. So I think there's like 3 or 4 pots that I still need to like do a thorough audit on. But oh my God, I found my crystal dragon. I was like, I knew I buried you somewhere. And I found it. So that was like wonderful to see as well. So she can't siphon from that anymore. But there were like a good bushel of rocks. And so since she's trash magic and trash, threw it away. And then that was the end of that. But that's the reason why my my hibiscus. I have like 2 like that I've had for a long time. One was blooming and growing really well, and then the other one like hit a plateau. Like at a certain point, like the green started coming through or whatever, it started leafing out really well, but then it hit a cap. Like it just started like dying. And it never bloomed. And I was like, what the fuck? What happened to that? I know I remember putting crystals here or whatever, and it should be doing well. Like what's going on with it? It was her. Nasty. She was doing, like, I don't know if she realized, well, how do I say it? She's been doing some nasty shit. So I just know. Because my plant would not have, like, done that. So anyway, we've got volunteers that help me, give me messages when there's intrusive behaviors projected to me. So I too know about earth magic and worlds beyond this one. So that's what I got on my doing side. And so those are the header cards. So my panel, what do you want to say? What do you want to say? What do you want to convey to me? And also, like, the things that are too good to be true, like, make note of that. I'm starting to sense some, like, little, like, hoodoo BS kind of thing. I don't know why I'm saying hoodoo, but for sure, there's something not right about the fender bender, that, like, the way that it's being handled. It seems like too cut and dry, simple, too good to be true. So when I looked at the terms on what was written up, there was something funky about it. Something really funky about it. It was very subtle. And I'll tell you a little bit about it later. But for right now, let's see how things play out. Okay? The dark magic, even with toying around with words and terms to bind future projections, like prospects, that's dark magic for sure. So certain like legal people who are in the legal field or whatever, writing up contracts, or people who like write letters for grants and all of these things, they better watch out for sure. There's something about this that is that's not right here. But they're hexing into their own downfalls. And so I'm supposed to watch as things go, but like I'm really supposed to pay attention. This is self-study, like self-learning time. And so what do you want to say, my panel? My divine panel, what do you want to tell me? Okay, there's a bunch down there, but there's 2 here that are clearly out. The Empress inverted and the Knight of Wands inverted. You for sure should be absolutely impressed by your fortitude, Tina. Not only do you know earth magic, but you mastered all elements, and you should be absolutely confident within those measures. This is temperance. Just speaking that alone. This is the mastery of all queens, all divine feminines, in all pursuits, all elements, the mastery of all elements. This is well balanced in all of those fields. And this is massive receptivity and knowing what to do with that. So it's like feng shui 24/7. I may not have things like perfected to aesthetic value or even, but like energetic value, I know how to move things around. It's basically knowing how to move money around, know how to move energetics. This is ultimate wealth in managing resources. So regardless of how others value or perceive value is, the ultimate value is knowing what to do with what you've got, and the world keeps giving with that. So it's like, oh, what can you do with like this thing, or what do you do with these resources? So I got that. All right, so what fell on the other side here? Okay, it's kind of scattered, so I'm going to start from the top, which is inverted here, this bulk. Okay, or extroverted, Queen of Cups extroverted, the Chariot extroverted, Nine of Wands extroverted, the High Priestess extroverted, Four of Pentacles extroverted. These are wonderful, wonderful cards to have. So what my divine panel wants me to focus on, and what I'm doing, and what my impact is, and that's just kind of like, you know, positive affirmations aligned with chakras, like I know, I can, I do, I feel, you know, just kindly affirming and validating, verification on what I can do, what I'm able to do, and I think that's paving way to what should be done or shall be done. So this is being in touch with larger bodies of water, like the collective intuition, like this is the commune pool, like I'm tapped into that. Fantastic. All right, so that's a variety of love languages, knowing how to reach people even through tough love, let me tell you. But this is kind of like cracking the whip on going places. Okay, so you show up, and you might have like a, what do you call it, a personal chauffeur, basically. People that like even though like I'm driving the car, there are divine forces that are surrounding me that protect me. Okay, and even with this fender bender or whatever things that happen, even within those similarities, there's something about it where I still am confident in knowing that those that cross my path, there's something, whether they like it's planned and they like someone paid them to do it, or you know there's something there, whether it's an accident or not planned, whatever. My heart chakra is starting to feel a little weird. They're meant to cross paths with me. There's something very particular about it. There's no mistake about it. I know. So anyway, I know. I ultimately know, you know, and this is being the gatekeeper, really. It's the ultimate gatekeeper. Don't you know? So what's next? The Seven of Wands extroverted, then the Queen of Swords inverted. All of these were turned up, by the way. Okay. So I don't approach people, okay? I let them come to me. Like, I know my intellect. I know what I require before you can cross, you know, how do I say it? Can be let in. Like, I know what my requirements are. So it's not like, how do I call it? I'm not marketing people to like come on over, right? And then it's like, ha, gotcha. And it's like, oh, if you're gonna come on over, these are the rules, these are the requirements. So I make sure to stipulate what is a preference versus a requirement, and whatever variation there is of it. And so it's just being direct. If you're approaching me, I assume that to be direct, whether that's um, done in a passive way or a stumble upon way. Like I address it accordingly. So something about the 7 of Wands. This is an advantage, right? I think people see that I do have a certain advantage. In how I go about things. I think it's whether people want to realize it or not, because these are victors as well, you know, they like I am in their league, if not higher. And you see how this person is kind of like smiling, like, oh, you see me as a worthy challenger. You can't really see it. Okay, let's do Tina's logic here. How do I do it? Oh, can you see it now? Something like that. I don't know. You can't really see it. I don't understand. I try to, but this person has a little bit of a smirk on his face. But this is like I know I'm a worthy opponent. Like, this is the first time that I've seen this person has tricks up their sleeves. They're saying, I do. You see, look, the red sleeve is like, do you see that? It's the same as like the binding on here, you know? So it's kind of like Rambo, like on rotation. You see the warrior? And look, that sleeve. You see? And underneath, like, he's totally donned in that red. Oh my gosh. I definitely got tricks, for sure. And it only becomes visible, like, kind of in avatar state when I'm kind of forced to do it. I have to sneeze. I am gonna sneeze. I am? Yeah. Okay. Then next up, face down. Oh my goodness. What? Okay. Is the Sun card extroverted, the Hierophant or High Priest extroverted. Is that the Emperor? Oh no, it's the King of Swords extroverted. Oh my goodness. These are all very positive cards. Again, yeah, they really want me to focus on the advantage that I have. Because, like, okay, it's knowing what, again, it's live feng shui with energetics, okay? So the way I address things, just as I said right here, like, you come to my door, okay, things shall be addressed accordingly. You come to me, like, you cross my path, okay, we're going to figure out this one, right? So it's not like what we just described, okay? And being so with that approach, like, things come to light, like terms, wording, rules, certain dynamics, like what is this could also go for like company culture or certain policies and protocols. Like, I bring that to light. You can't ignore it on any level of the hierarchy. Even as an intern, you can't fucking ignore it. That's the fucking truth. You know how I know? Because it's the King of Swords showed up backpack. But do you know how strong this character is? To have the Hierophant backed by the King of Swords? This is someone who's well versed in this is actually pretty funny, let me tell you. I can't divulge too much, but this is definitely like law enforcement. That is funny. That is hilarious. But this is like a protrusion. Like, you do not want to cross this character. I mean, like, how do I say it? Because when it fell inverted, right? So this person, like, this kind of energetic is more like, you know, how do I say it? It's like they keep to themselves for the most part. Like, I'm not going to push my, like, power onto you, right? But there's something about, like, within further investigations, if need be, I'm not going to shut my mouth. My findings are going to be told. My findings are going to be, this is like, you know, like a, like cactus, like the poke of it, you know? This is a protrusion. This is definitely a revelation. This is also someone who's a religious person, respected, etc., right? Person of their word. Yeah. But a bit serious, but there's something also playful. Like, again, I'm getting that smirk here. So they're saying that I also hold this energetic. I don't know what they really want me to focus on. Okay, again, the feng shui. Finish that sentence. Finish that idea, Tina. So, on the receptive side, this is also the doing side. Being masterful in the doing side. Within the subtleties, within the localities, as well as, like, on the battlefield or in the courts. When I say, oh, this is actually in the courts. So this is in the court as far as, like, legalese, and then this is in the court, like, basketball court, like, game, you know, like in your palace, basically. So they're also saying the ball is in your court. So there's 3 terms of courts. Courts, like a legal, like, judicial system, courts within your palace, and this is the ball is in your court. And ultimately, that's what it's saying, cohesion here. The ball's in your court, Tina. So that's remember the receptive side and then the doing side. So they really, 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 really want me to focus on that, given that bunch that was delivered there. It was like the bunch right there, and then the 2 that was all open face, and then these were the cards. The last 3 were face down, and it was like kind of underlined 3 times on the bottom half, closest to me. Where did I put those cards? Where's the cards? What happened to those cards? What the heck? These were part of it too, but I was doing a reading on that person. Those energetics. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So now I get to put the bunch into there that I totally forgot I had hanging around there. Let me just make sure, yeah. All right, so okay. Now, what do you want to tell me, Spirit? That's crazy. I've never that was weird. Okay. Back to the topic. Dark magic is hexing its way to its own downfall. Okay. I'm sweating right now. Okay, my divine panel, what do you want to say towards that? Again, you want me to focus on, like, my own delivery, my own being. And because the whole reason why I wanted to do a reading here was because I was laying down, I was scrolling through my phone, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get to my, reviewing my stuff, working on my next video. Let me just scroll through here. And then I kept feeling like pressure in my left ear. And I know that's not like some kind of like diagnosis, whatever thing that people are going to gaslight here on this forum or whatever. Because I've gotten some of that, where when you're at a certain state, a certain threshold of, like, between here and, like, this maximum thing, this maximum transitory state over here. People want to get to you. They want to gaslight you. They're going to throw in some added like bullshit. And I know, like, because it depletes after you triumph over it. You know what I mean? After you discern your way through the path. And the latest one was like, I like, you know, when you get like what do you get, ringing in your ear or whatever. He says something like, I know it's super annoying. I know, like, it's like, how do I say it? But you can remedy it through here or whatever. And the story of emotions that one paints around an experience that's supposed to message you on something that's kind of like unseen to the naked eye, is bullshit. I mean, I'm not in the medical field as far as like doctorate type of stuff or whatever, so you do whatever the fuck you want. But I'm telling you, with my own experiences, if I ignored them, if I ignored all of those messages that I received, there would be trouble. Like, massive trouble. Like, not only would I fall prey and to delay in certain situations, but there would be massive, massive tower moments for the people that caused or intended to cause me harm. Because those messagings are meant for the highest good. When they come to me, I know that they're meant for the highest good, which means it's like, we're trying to do damage control right now. We're trying not to tempt people to do like any more fuckery. And you are like the last line of defense. So you can either comply and do these, you know, these things that need to be done. Or not only will you learn a bit of a lesson, like, you know, you're granted a learning curve, but also the people that engage in that fuckery, it's like an iron fist that is waiting for them on disciplinary measures in a way that they have never seen before. And so the universe ultimately wants to pace everyone accordingly, including myself. So in like the most polite manner, they want me to ascend. Okay, I'm at that point in my life. So with the ringing and like the vibrate ringing versus pressure vibrations are different things, especially with height. I follow it enough to understand. Okay, but the pressure, like I just came from, I don't know, there's like water pressure or whatever from like swimming or whatever. There's something similar to that in that kind of pressure. But I know it's like when you get into a major argument with someone, but it like goes like way, like totally unnecessary, where someone's actually barking at you and like foaming at the mouth, and like their voice is on this it's not just like loud, it's done with like such forcefulness that it hurts your ears. And you could feel the vibrations. It's not just like this audible, like, oh, I can hear you from outside the door. This is something that's done with such forcefulness that like you can hear it like kind of like sonic boom, you know, there's that much pressure. And so it's very similar to that, but it's so subtly done through the ethers. Like nobody's there, nobody's in front of me like telling me off or whatever, but this is happening like kind of evil eye version of the audible sound. People like chanting certain bullshit, like to kind of like I don't actually hear words when that happens, but I know the hate. I know that intent. There's something definitely wrong there. It's certain signs like of the evil eye. So I was like, motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. So so I just thought, you know, time to do a reading. Yeah, because it stopped. It stopped. Okay. So, Angels of Love and Light, my panel, what do you want to say? Justice in Reverse, it is coming up, dish it. Okay. And I've been burping all day, like my stomach has been really like tightened. I didn't even eat that much, like, and there are certain burps where it's like you almost like throw up in your mouth a little bit. It's that intense. Like, I don't feel sick, I don't feel ill, but I did feel definitely there's a lot of energetics. Like, I know that with my choices and how I invest in myself and like engage in some type of earth magic, just the bonding time, it mitigates a lot of the yucky energies around. So I know because I fell asleep. I was doing that like all morning to the point where like I don't even know. I don't know if you see um do you there's a tan line. You know, like I don't even know. Do you see? Yeah, you slightly see it. You kind of see it. So that's like from the morning sun. I don't know. Yeah, you could kind of see it on my shoulder, right? I don't know. I was just, it was stark before. Anyway, it's there. Um, uh, so I was doing that for hours in the morning. And then I got a response, like some communications I realized after I was taking a break. Yeah, I did it like that till like noon or something. And then I decided, okay, like I got to take care of myself. I got to eat. So I ate. And then shortly thereafter, I fell into this like really big sleeping spell. And it wasn't like, it was just strange. It's like, what is this? Like, I don't think it's ultimately bad, nor is it like ultimately good. But I fell asleep. I was like, let's just see if I can like, and then I woke up and then all of a sudden it was like super late. Like, I don't know, 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock or something funky like that. And I'm realizing right now that with the pressure and all of that, there are certain things that are happening. So normally I would be super energized with like what I did, what I've like, but it counteracted a lot of like the dark stuff that was happening. And with that, like I'm not used to it like actively like that. Like the layover, like the interwoven parts of like of spiritual warfare, especially when I'm going about my day. Like I'm just like I'm happy like living, like a simple standard life, and like, taking care of my plants and doing, like cleaning up clutter or whatever. And but I'm not used to this, so it put me to sleep. And 100% when I glue all the pieces together, even the energetics in my playlist, it was all depicting something that like of spiritual warfare. But like my divine panel wants me to go about life not in like like that, or they just want me to be happy. So that is the ultimate form of like heart chakra magic, and like the alignments of basically all energetics within me. Um and so that's wonderful. I mean, that's a blessing. um and so I just know there were other things. Give me a second. Especially that mold, like, hello, that's crazy. The level of mold there, oh my god, I don't even want to show you. I put the cap back on it, but I'm gonna have to figure out what else to put there. But I don't think that crystal is like a bad crystal. I think it was just absorbing, like trying to cleanse all the energetics, and it caught on a lot of bullshit for sure. I didn't realize how much my plants were protecting me, but holy freaking moly. I also found a stick bug that was eating the leaves of like my herbs and like certain flowers or whatever. I was like, you stay put. You're just a little baby thing. And, you know, there's plenty for everyone here, so don't worry. So, I like my mantis friends. Oh, 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. Oh, look at the blooms. Aw, that's so sweet. They're gonna give me tons of blooms. That is so sweet. My plants are gonna be so happy. They're already telling me they're happy now. This is a foreboding, like positive premonitions. Do you see that? Holy smokes. My garden's gonna be so much more abundant. That's so sweet. Oh my gosh. My bougainvillea plant, I went through like different iterations of it. The golden bougainvillea that I have, like it wasn't doing too well because the stick bug like found its way, just like nestled right in there in the place that I had it. And it just wasn't vibing. So I put it in a different location. I was like, I think you're gonna be happier. In fact, we'll repot you. We'll put you in this soil because the other, the other thing wasn't doing too well. And so happy. So happy. I've never seen bougainvillea with leaves like this. Like literally like across my hand. I don't want to show you my full hand, but like leaves that big. Bougainvillea plants do not, like, no. They have like maybe half, but not the whole. That's insane. And there's multiples like that. So I'm like, you do your thing, you do you. Yeah. So that's great. I'm happy about that. And my garden just needed some love. And it's opening up a new portal is what they're saying. So again, even though that this title is saying one thing, it is very factual with how many wonderful things that are coming about, because they want me to focus on like telling more of my stuff, dropping the burdens. Yeah. It's like, that's not my burden, that's yours. Like, don't you know? Let me I have spare luggage tags here. Your baggage, let me go ahead and label it for you, okay? Let me Avery template it for you, so you can standardize your baggage, right? Let me help you out here. That's all that I'll do for you. Here are the templates. Go away. So that's like, I'm just wonderful. My team as well. I know that there are certain energetics like watching over me, and they are just divine. They're just, that's so wonderful. Like, it's like it's not just VIP treatment, it's like MVP treatment in the spiritual realm of like the most talented and without compromising their ethics. But like this is wonderful. It's so good. It's like the ultimate celebrity treatment. And it's kind of like they want me to get like just adjusted in that, so that they know that so that I know that it's more of like they're helping me acclimate, like showing me around town, and so that I know that it's more of a reality, so that we can birth that into existence. Yeah, they want that for me. So they're just like, let me help you out here. This is how it is in like the spiritual realm, and like, when this is how it is. And then that should prepare you in not just like knowing your worth internally, but like not being afraid to like show it, not being able to like how do I say it? In the end, okay, a good display of it is like if I did a reading on like, how awesome are you, Tina? And I say these things like, and I don't have to curtail it or tagline it and say like, oh, this feels weird, like saying it, even though it was very much in the moment saying those things felt very true to me. Like that's weird. I don't know. Are you sure? Like that, or like, it feels really weird talking about myself like this. No, say it loud and clear, Tina. It is matter of fact. You don't get the accolades on the real, like, forefront. Like, you've been going without for a while. So don't think that you have to keep your head down and, like, kind of murmur, like, oh, you know, they said this, or that's what they said. That's what, you know, I don't, no, no. That's no life to live for you, Tina. So drop those loads, not yours. Coming into the awareness of that. You see, like, oh, I get it. Like, how often do you see the hangman with a tilted head like that? Like, oh, I get it. You know, that's the first time I noticed that. So it's a redefinition of what makes you happy. Inevitably, that's what it entails. It's the beneficial byproduct. Like when you come to those realizations, it's like you live like life on a whole different like vibe and new terms, right? So how do I say it? Even within the subtleties, you don't even realize like how that could maximize your happiness overall. There's no hesitation, and if there is a hesitation, it's built within context. Like it's very much relevant to the situation, even more so now than ever, because now you're living in like the suit of confidence, legitimate confidence, warranted even. So there's like a rebirth, a redefinition of like how you interpret everything else, especially your own happiness. So that's wonderful. You know how they have like different stages, like, okay, when you're in your 20s, you're like this, and when you're in your 30s, you're learning this, and when you're in your 40s, you live life like this, 50s, you know, so like within certain decades, you kind of like master certain realms of thinking and being and whatever. So I'm mastering 50 early, you know? Oh yeah, they're saying that because like the last thing that my team gave me is like I'm 5 years ahead of my time or something like that. And for sure, I felt like I was more than that, but the messaging still came through that I'm ahead of my time. And you know, there are certain things in my feed also that I also see, which is like um I'm not like the other girls. You know, like, you know, people it's just shoo. So I just saw yeah, a little bit of a fruit fly. I'm gonna have to put that on my list on how to, I'm gonna fix that. Anyway, yeah, there we go. And then the topper is the King of Wands in reverse. It is the player, the ultimate player. Now, I prefer, how do I say it? Do I prefer this kind of player over the Knight of Wands player? This is more of a well-versed player, you know? Oh, yeah. This is, remember, okay. There's this person on YouTube or some kind of social media. He probably has several channels. I think his name is Austin or something like that. But he does like these variations of skits of like finance bros, but like there's and like hockey, what is it? The hockey coach or whatever. So he does these variations. And I like it because he's found his niche, like his niche or niche, whatever you want to call it. And and he does it so accurately. It's so it's that is a clear depiction of the King of Wands in reverse versus the Knight of Wands in reverse that like does like the bare minimum. He goes extra long ways. Like the people that like he's playing with knows that he's a player. Like it's so this is somebody that's well versed, that is prepared, you know, that is like kind of factual in the presentation. So there's something more worthy of respect in how they go about things. Like everybody has different strengths and weaknesses, right? Certain areas of improvement when it comes to fortifying ethics or whatnot. So like when you look at the Knight of Wands in reverse, that kind of player energy, there's a violation of different realms of ethics. Whereas this is kind of like I'm not gonna say this is an angel, but this is definitely like I understand this, okay? Um and they understand me. First, not fully. Like there's something about this where there's intrigue to my character, but or you know who I am. But I have to say that this kind of energetic, I think there's kinship with my energetic and theirs, in the fact that I know that in playing the game, like in asserting yourself into any situation, any dynamic, um, uh, within your like highest, or how do I say it? Within dominant form, um, yeah, there's, see, do you hear like the fire alarm? It's like on and off, like sometimes, I don't know. I'll change the battery, whatever, but like there are like those are certain affirmations, because that hasn't been going, like it just started again. Anyway, that when you know people are shorting you, you know, when there's a certain fuckery around and it's like the master dynamic, you know, in it, you don't always, like when you realize that at a certain, in a certain area of life, that you are purposefully and it's not, you can't always take these things personal, but you're purposefully being shorted, right? You're not going to give your all. No, this is kind of like silent quitting, like non-obligatory cause, like there's something about it where it's kind of built in to the system, like that's built into your system, well this is built into my system, and if we're two going to come across, there's going to be some give and take here, and this is done with like polite humor. Very factual though, so I understand this energetic as well as it understands me in that. Why do we even get that? I don't even understand why. Oh, it's like managing your resources. So it's like one too many F's to give, right? So I'm only as committed to a certain point, you know, just because this is the factual world of what I'm dealing with out there. And if you're welcoming me into it, this is what you get, right? So yeah, so like this is the kind of person that doesn't want to throw around the bitch face, you know what I mean? They like being networked, of course, but at the same time, like I gotta enjoy my life too, you know? Why would I let anybody dampen my spirits? Why can't I enjoy things like, you know, as I move along too? So that is where they want me to understand, or help others understand if they're trying to get to know me. It's just a redefinition of that. Like it just kind of popped open, yeah. So yeah, so dark magic is hexing its way to, what is it? Their own downfall. Yeah, so I'm finding my happiness as I move along. What's beneath that? I'm curious. King of Cups in reverse, highly intuitive, moving that through. I'm stirring my own cup, dude. Yeah, so I think the cleanest form of sex magic anyway, especially like in my particular arena, is kind of like filing, what is it? Um, uh, how were you gonna say that? I know what I was gonna say, but I guess they wanted me to say it a different way. Flying solo, anyway, right now. Yeah. I mean, sex magic is really a different form, a heightened form of intimacy, where yeah, it's a heightened form like of intimacy in the effects of experimentation and alchemy. So it's what do you want me to say about that? That's no secret to it. I mean, this is also saying that people don't realize how strong I am in my networks and my intuition. And how my spirit is like a stronghold, basically, like almost like creates a chokehold on certain people because they can't deny what, they can't deny that kind of passion. And this also goes for addicts. They totally understand, um like there's a common thread in this, to see that kind of passion. They also have that within them. It's just sometimes like, there's misdirection, or how do I say it, um there's directions in life that take you to different realms of exposure that don't necessarily give you the best tools to work. How do I say it? The best guidance. Like there's some misguidance there. Um, uh, yeah. And so it leads to different forms of addictions, right? But they cannot deny that they don't have that kind of similar spirit, like a, yeah, this. Um, they can't deny the similarities between themselves and myself. And so there's some kind of a key that I hold in that kind of realigning their direction, or seeing, helping them see that there's capabilities within them that can be resuscitated. Hmm. Yeah. Anyway, I'm surprised to see two kings here, like, but this is also saying that, yeah, well, yeah, it's leaning towards that, that I attract these kinds of people here. Yeah. I just kind of felt a kiss right there. Sweet, sweet. Okay, what's beneath that? I'm just curious. Oh my gosh, Two of Cups for sure. For sure. They will show up if given the opportunity, and like, yeah, that is crazy. That's insane. There's a likeness for sure. Not like I like you, just like that. This is similarities that are, you see? Do you freaking see that? There's a certain bond here that carries over. I didn't want to say it because I've said it before, but this is, I understand them more than anyone else, and that's why this happens on the surface. That's why they're willing to show up. That's insane. Yeah, like I've like put a chill to things, like this is fire and water, you know what I mean? The opposing features, like, of being able to grasp both sides. And yeah, and just it's master alchemy for sure. Cause like I know what one needs, not just within the same suit, but also in the back pocket, like the opponent energy, basically the opposing energy, like the ratio of how to fine tune that. And I feel like I give them the assist. I don't just like, well, that's it. Bleh, there you go. There's something more to it that is respectable in its access points, is what they're saying. All right, that's awesome. All right. So did we dig 3 cards in here? I feel like we did. Yeah, we led up to the 9 of Cups here. So I'm going to put that down over there. What time is it? Oh my gosh, 59:38. We're already an hour in here. That actually feels good to my tummy. It still feels pretty tight, like bulbous. Ugh. Yeah, like cramps. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Who the heck is like, what? Okay. Bonus points, bonus round, super bonus round. Dark magic hexing its way into its own downfall. Okay. I'm good. Okay, what do you want to say? My panel. Goddess Kali, what do you gotta say? We're gonna close it like this, okay? Whoa! Oh, she's gonna kill her. You see that? That is insane. She is like, no, that is insane. She's gonna hunt them down for me. In fact, I think I have Hecate or Athena here because of the owl. So let's go with Athena. Okay, Athena, what do you want to say? Thank you, Hakali. So she'll show up to the showdown. In fact, she'll like be like the first commander there. Who do we call upon? Athena. Okay. Ace of Wands in reverse. Athena is just reminded me, you know, like with the, oh my gosh. Athena's like all for it too. Like she'll come to the showdown too. She'll be, the first responders are gonna handle it like for reals. Oh my gosh, she's witnessing it. Do you see that? That's insane. That's insane. So like Kali and Athena are on the forefront, right? Because they're saying like, hold your power to yourself. You're going through a transformation process. It's beautiful. Feel the feels of it. Like, hold your power to yourself, Tina. Like, we got it covered. That is insane. All right, Freya, because we're talking about beautifying and, you know, fertility and all of that. So, Freya, thank you, Kali and Athena. Thank you. So, Freya, your turn. What do you want to say? Yeah? What do you want to say? Eight of Swords in reverse. Unsticking. Getting unstuck. You're saying unsticking it to the man. That's funny. Do you understand how funny that is? Unsticking it to the man. You know, like you're going to say, stick it to the man. This is unsticking. Like when you get unstuck, you're actually saying stick it to the man because you did it. And I don't even know if it's like to, like literally to the man or even to the symbology of the man. But anyone who exhibits the symbology of someone who, any sentience that strives to exhibit control over you, and that's meant to keep you down. So there's a fine tuning here. Okay, so we're not going to just say like, oh, we're not going to just say like fuck everybody who's like trying to kind of control us. When like they're shepherds, like they're shepherd dogs or whatever, it's kind of within their alignment, within their field, within their role to guide along, right? So when we look at parental power, we're not going to just like say, you know, fuck you, like as a blanket statement. No, because there's certain things are put in place for a certain reason, but it's within the context of like when people exhibit control over you, it's supposed to be like done for the highest good, right? But if not, let's say, and you know, like when it's meant to keep you down, that they don't have good intentions in mind. So that they're talking about those energetics. We're specifying here, okay? So that is what Freya wants to say. That's the beauty in it. It's like it's a very graceful, ladylike way in unsticking it to the man. That kind of symbology. It's like, you know, the people that you're kind of like sticking it to or whatever, the energetics there, they have like, it's done so well that they have no, like the way Freya is showing me is it's not like I told you so. It's not like the naggy wife or whatever, or like the RBF face. It's more like when people see it like that, it's like they have those opponents like have nothing but to like nothing but like that's what they got. That's what do you got to say? Like that was so well done. Wow, that's ultimate class right there for sure. The what? Because what you're teaching them also is when you do things like in and exhibit strategy in a manner where you're, how do I say it? I don't know how do you say it. It's kind of like the kind of prestige and respect that these people or these energetics desire to have. They like that's what they were aiming to get to, like, and to execute that goal in such a manner is like, wow, that's a true master right there. So I have some wonderful, wonderful teachers here, mentors. Gosh, that's wonderful. Okay. All right. So now who's next? Let's see here. Transitory state. So we're going to go with Anubis here. All right. Anubis, what do you want to say? What do you want to say? Thank you. Thank you, Freya. Anubis, your turn. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Forever funded. You've got the golden ticket, the pass to, this is like, your transitory ticket. Like you're always going to have fair to pass and a fair pass. So I'm always going to have an opportunity to go at things. So if any, like if I bump into any reader that says like, oh, the window's gonna close, or you might as well do it now, whether you lose it or whatever. No, don't take it to heart. Just acknowledge them as them going through their own stuff, and maybe their collective is so massive in that those energetics that that's what they got to relay. But just know that you hold your own. That's it. Like, you don't need to expend any other additional, like, unless they're completely foul or whatever, you don't need to really block them. You're conserving so much energy at this time, Tina. You're creating your gestures to be immaculate in its form. So, like, you choose your battles. Like, it's as much as a meh, there's something about like the memory here that's becoming more potent in a way that, like, when I used to like block people when they would issue like this, like any kind of bullshit energy, because there's so many out there, I would worry that it would come to my plate again. And there's a portion where I would worry that it would come to my plate again and I would like be kind of disillusioned, like, how do I say it? Fall into the charms of like whatever wording they had on the next reading, and I would forget that this is the particular sentience that dished out this bullshit or whatever. So so I don't have to go there anymore. Like, my discernment is so, and my memory, my recollection skills are so well defined that I don't need to expend that energy anymore. It's as much as a meh, pass, whatever. And I have so much backup that I don't, like, it doesn't, the energetics that are very much underground, they're gonna know, like, because I didn't select that, I'm not interested in it, and so it's not gonna come back on my feed. My attention is driven, like, how do I say it? There's a natural filtration process, is what I gotta say. So, like, I have basically the ultimate go. So, don't mind what everybody else is saying out there, okay? You have the fair pass. Is that what anybody said? Fair go at things? Yeah, definitely. So don't think like, oh, it's Mercury retrograde, or it's like certain, like Saturn overlapping with Uranus. Some shit like that. Like, don't buy into all of that. Like, of course there are certain energetics in play, but Tina, like you've been granted like a certain blessing that is very like rare to come by, if it has ever come by like anybody's plate at all. So just know, okay? Just know. Just, yeah. Just go out there and play. Go. Don't worry about it. So Anubis is being kind of parental here in that figure, like the best motivator, and like you do know that there's very many, like there's so many other struggles in life, you know what I mean? Just like don't create another one. No. Use your imagination for other purposes. It's worthy, right? You're worthy of that. Okay. Thank you, Anubis. Look at go. So given that, who's next in line? Okay, so we got Kali, Athena, Freya, Anubis, and so we got Hecate. Yeah, I'm getting Hecate here because we got the pentacle here, the pentagram. Okay, so Hecate, and then there's Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. Okay. Hecate, what do you want to say? Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is on dissolving. This is doing the inner work. This is healing energy. Alchemizing within your own energetics. This is temperance within your own. So it's like, okay, gotta cut, right? So it's healing, there's scabbing forming, and as it's forming, you're observing, Tina. You're seeing how it's like day 1, day 2, day 3, snapshot. You're not doing the electronic thing. You're just like observing it as it's like coagulating, and how it gets a little itchy, like the human experience. You are observing it as it's happening, like creating temperance, like as it's ongoing, right? And you can interact with it, you can scratch, or you could do whatever, but or you can like just get the corners of it. And so like there's something about the experimentation of alchemy within. There's something about as you observe the healing that's occurring, Tina, it's expediting it. You know what I mean? Like kind of Wolverine style. When you're acknowledging it, like intensifying, energy flows where attention goes, right? So as that's happening, you're like, how do I say it? You're doing this as intrigue, learning, like you're actually like interested, like what's happening here, right? Rather than like when you're placing into the intention, like when is this going to heal, or you're not putting judgment over it. This is, you're just observing, and as you're like taking note in like with a clean slate mind, and you're like, okay, well, okay, it kind of reminds me of like when this is, whatever happens, it's like, and you're thinking like it's kind of like meditative. And in a way, like you think about other sentience, whatever pops into your head. Like right now, it's like, oh, I wonder what happens when like I know that like there's certain ants or whatever that are used like as a form of stitching, like like you break up the head or whatever, and it's like kind of temporary stitching or whatever. So like I think that's probably why it popped into my head. Like I wonder what happens when like an ant gets scratched or like gets marred in some way, like how they heal or whatever. So you're like thinking of like these similarities or whatever with other sentience. It's also binding you, Tina, and kind of inheriting whatever it is that heals the all, right? So you're healing in a much more expedited fashion because of the drawed in knowledge, like this kind of like invisible like tapestry of like interweavings that create a healing, like kind of simultaneous to those other energetics. So you're learning as you go, as you're going through these things. And this can be quite like physical in its nature of alchemy, but also because this is Hecate telling me this, this is, yeah, there's somebody like trying to buzz into my business, but as you're learning this, Tina, like this is knowledge that not I don't think I don't know who else would be privy to this, but like this is something that's very intimate, like a gift that's granted. So I'm learning these things, and if that is symbology also, like not just comprehensive within its own experience, but that also goes for things that are happening that are unseen to the naked eye. So like with the gardening, and I told you, like all of a sudden I was sleeping like a baby, and like and I remember to keep like my feet off the bed because they were like grody. Oh my god, they were so dirty. I was so dirty. But anyway, like to remember to like sleep my with my feet off the bed. Like, you know, there's a certain form of a new birthing of consciousness that's formed where I can kind of like I don't know how to, is it like what do you call it? I don't think they want me to use that term. Create facets of consciousness where I can engage in like making this part sleep, but then I remember like while I'm falling asleep that to only like engage in like this area of the bed, or you know, there's something about that. They are but okay, so all of those things that are happening all at once, and I get to learn that. So that's why they want me to focus on these things, because there's so much that needs to be opened up, so many wonderful things to be opened up here that I'm granted, while, you know, people are engaging in their own fuckery, you know what I mean? Let their fuckery be their own fuckery, you know what I mean? So there's something about, okay, this is overlapping here as far as describe. So like this is both in reverse. So there's this ace, there's ownership here in totality because it is segued into here. So there's ownership in here, but there's also knowing that there's also a lack of accountability in what's not mine, you know? It's deciding to, I'm not going to be a micromanager. Remember back to the King of Pentacles, or not King of Pentacles, King of Wands in reverse, the player energy, the appropriate player energy. But like it says something here, Ace of Pen. You see, it's kind of like that in reversal. So there's something about a scribe here. So we have Thoth here. That kind of like wants to assert. So like my team is expanding. You know, my first responders, holy freaking moly, yeah. They're sworn in. 8 of swords. Yeah. So 8 are sworn in, because like it kind of like also covered up the area there. Okay. So what have we talked about here? Okay. So we had, I think there's 8 here now. Okay. So there's Kali. Shoot. Kali, Athena, Freya, Anubis, Hecate, and now Thoth, and then Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael. Okay. So Thoth is going to be introduced into here. So Thoth. Oh, wait. First, thank you, Hecate. That is wonderful. That was like, this is, you know, when, let's say, royals get married, right? There's beautiful, like wonderful gifts that the others bestow to, like, you know, there's like the 3 wise men, like gift, like things that are ultimately like, you know, valuable and meaningful. And so this is what's coming up over here. That's what these are wonderful, like, oh my gosh, excellent. Okay. What I don't even know what kind of adjective to describe this, but this is great. Really superior. Okay, so thank you, Hecate. Okay, so now it is first it was supposed to be Archangel Raphael next, but then because it had Ace of Pen, now I have to go back to, okay, so it's leading back into that. I think Archangel Raphael is being a gentleman and allowing Thoth to like assert. Okay, so Thoth, what do you want to say? Thank you, Archangel Raphael. Then Hecate, oh no, Anubis, then Hecate, then Thoth, then Archangel Raphael, then Archangel Michael. These are 8 that are sworn in. And Ace of Pen. Okay, Ace of Pen. Excellent. That is wonderful. Holy smokes. Excellent. Okay. All right. So all of these wonderful, amazing things that are happening, given my, like, just like from one thing leads to another. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's good. Anyway, okay, so Thoth brought in the Knight of Cups in reverse. This is undercover, like, romance energy, you know? It's, some would say it's, like, non-committed when it comes to, like, human form. But what do we want to say about this, if Thoth is bringing this forward? I think it's just kind of like an undercover refreshment, like, undercover love, where as I was writing this down, as the Ace of Pen, grabbing, like, as I was intuitive to, like, get some kind of writing instrument and just jot it down so that I know, like, these are my clear go-tos. There's something about my like, me being able to write in the Akashic, like a scribe for it. And so Thoth is kind of like handing over the cup under the table to me on that note. Yeah, and this is kind of in the agreement with Archangel Michael because it's all in blue, and Archangel Raphael because the foundation there. So I don't know, since this is the first time that Thoth is coming through, like, in a formality as part of my divine panel, I have to get one more clarifier. I just feel kind of motion to do so. 3 of Swords. So, I think, as a scribe, I'm being known as a scribe, primarily, like, I know this as basically a secretary, right? Scribing, like, whether it's, you know, old-fashioned way and, like, with a pen and whatever, and also redlining, right? You know, there's something about that there, whether it's like typing or whatever that is, being privy to certain information that is conducted behind closed doors within different parties. Not only are you scribing the information that that is said and spoken, but also observing the behaviors, like you're learning, you know, you're seeing, like, the dynamics of who said what, how they said it, to who, and when, and all the nonverbal parts of communication. You're actually seeing the politics in play. And so as you witness this, it gives you a certain advantage, but it's also kind of disappointing, you know, to see how people can treat each other, and the certain level of chosen ignorance in such communities. So there's that. And so, like, that's why, you know, I know also, you know, the disappointments that come along, because I understand that realm. And there's, yeah, again, did you hear that click? I think that's the reason why I'm allowed this, because I don't let those is those experiences are meant to enhance my understanding of how to address certain situations, and how to document in fair, in true form, Yeah, there's an enablement of that. So that's the reason why I've been granted like the likeness in this. Because the best, I guess, secretaries or whatever you want to call them, support figures, are going to be strong. Yeah. So they're going to depict things accurately. They're not just going to like, oh, you hired me to save your ass, so I'm just saving your ass right now, and I'm just going to modify it according, like I'm going to shift it according to what makes you look good. You know what I mean? Like, how far does that allow one to carry? You know what I mean? Like carry forward, like really, grow. And so, there's something about that there. It's to protect the best interest of all. And so anyway, there's that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Thoth. Something about like the 90s here. You see the purple daisies? I don't know why. It just kind of reminds me of that. I don't know. Am I supposed to get one more here? But it's also in touch with the Fae energy. Yeah, the swords on here. Oh, all of the swords are actually inscribed. You realize it. You know, once you get once you get through disappointing situations, and you're privy, like you are fine-tuned into the details of such issues, right, that need to be addressed. And it's only then that you notice, like, oh, the terms and conditions, right, the details. And then you realize, like, you look back on your life and you're like, all of those swords had details to them. You know, the 8 of Swords, part where you get stuck. 10 of Swords, the part where, like, people are stabbing you in the back. And it's not just, like, stabbing you straight up in your back. Like, that's also, like, they're behind you, so they're getting at you in any way that they can, at whatever level that they're on. You see? Like, you see? All, like, from, what, tailbone? Thigh even, all the way up. So there's that. Okay. Okay. So that's also a wonderful gift to have. Noticing the details, the nuances, the subtleties, in different phases of life, and being able to document more appropriate to those matters. All right, that's good. All right, so now Archangel Raphael, what do you want to say? Oh, Thoth, welcome and thank you. Oh, these two, okay. 6 of Cups in reverse and the 8 of Wands. So it's communication. Also coming from the root structure of the underground crew. The kinship level. These are past life relationships that have yet to be uncovered. In fact, it's pointing straight to that. That's what's happening. So I'm going to get to know more energetics that are, you know, I'm on their level, they're on my level, etc. However you want to say that. Chicken came before the egg or whatever. So that's what's coming through. And also underground communications. This is kind of like Morse code tapped in. I will be given certain levels of instruction and certain modes of communication is what they're saying. That, like, while these are people that are off grid, holy smokes, they are, because they're from distant land. These are people that are off grid. They're giving me communications. What? Archangel Raphael. So these are healers. You see, they grow their own garden. They like, it's community. Like, they're good. These are earth lovers. Yeah, for sure. They're environmentalists. They take care of, like, our world. Yeah, they take care of sentience and wholeness. So they're giving me communications. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. These are healers from, like, around the world, like, like cosmic, you know what I mean? Like, they that's insane. That's cool. That is wonderful. Yeah, thank you, Archangel Raphael. So Archangel Raphael is leading the effort. Yeah, kind of safeguarding the communications, like within its own energetic orb as it flows through. It's like kind of like a comet level, but like with its own like security shield, like invisibility cloak as it comes through to me. So that's excellent. Excellent. Fantastic. Thank you. So that these senders can focus more on the messaging and their delivery rather than like, oh, how do we like protect it? Like there Archangel Raphael is facilitating communication so that how do I say it? To eliminate any second guessing or paranoia, like anything that could dumb down the communications. Thank you. That's wonderful. Okay. Archangel Michael. Da, da, da. What do you want to say? We started off with you, so last but not least, if not the mostest, what do you want to say? The world card. This is finality. This is like the end. Oh my gosh! You know that bellowing reminded me of the Pirates of the Caribbean. Like yo ho. I don't even know how to do it. It's not yo ho the pirate's life for me. It's like the dim, like I don't know how to, it's crazy. But this is the end. Like seeing it through with Archangel Michael was the coordinator of all efforts. Do you see that? It's like, oh, you see, you got a glimpse of this. You gotta go. You got like, how do I say it? Like what do you call it? Is it a sommelier? Sommelier? What? I don't know how to pronounce it right now. But a sommelier, is that how you say it? But it's like the a wine enthusiast, or like they understand the palate and they it's more than an enthusiast. It's but anyway, the flavors of life or whatever. So Archangel Michael, oh, yeah, underground is grabbing through like the notes section, like, okay, who's gonna be the best for this or whatever. So this is the recruitment process of fine mediators, mentors, to be on this divine panel. I don't know why it keeps dropping, dude. But on my right foot, it fell on that face down. But before, when it dropped, it fell in reversal on the further end across from the Empress, on the left side, or like when I'm looking at the card, right side of the Empress. When I'm being the Empress, it's on the left side. So there's something about that there. It's talking about unfinished business. Like there's still more to come, right? There's still a lot for me to do. But all in all, this is having the ultimate last word, like in your face, ultimately last word. But it's done so well, like with such a crew on board. Holy smokes. Again, I almost forgot the Pirates of the Caribbean. There's a bellowing here, like deep earth bellowing, but it's an adventure. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Pentacles. The ship, oh my god, no, crazy. It's a pirate ship. That's crazy. Top of the deck, 2 of Swords. Master number 22 here. It's kind of like blocked off. How do I say it? This is a refinement in new like learnings, but at the same time, it's like this is closed off energy. Like there's no, like no one is allowed in. Like this is a private session. This is a private session. Yeah, Archangel Michael said so. You see the blue on the wrist? Holy smokes. This is that's final. That's what they're saying. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, I gotta remember this one. This is great. Okay, final takeaway. Oh my gosh, that's crazy! This is a closed session. Can I share this with them? Like, I mean, can I say something, or is it best not to say something? The moon card in reverse. It's best to like bury it within my own intent. Yeah. Do not divulge at this time. D&D, do not disturb. D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. That's what they're saying. Yeah. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for all donations provided in light and love, of light and love, only that reciprocate equally. Thanks so much. Upon now that this reading is officially over, I'll call back all my energy, all my power to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit, Archangel Michael's blue flame, and this divine panel's ultimate form of cleansing to pass it through the 8 rounds of it. Thanks so much for cleansings and blessings, of course, and to be refortified in me and only me, hassle-free, no doubt, but all bonus points. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. So, there we go. We'll use that, okay? Upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with the sequence of roll out in light and love. I close the portals in this reading. Now,